Alright everyone, here I think I'd just do another little machine review here. We got this joiner at the same time we got the table saw. I may have seen this in some of my other videos. It's a 6-inch joiner. It's a Geo 452P. It's in their Polar Bear series, so it's got the white primary color. It's a regular knife cutter head. Straight knives. It's got 3 of them in the cutter head. Got a nice big stop switch here. So, on a nice little pedestal. It's got a built-in mobile base, so you can just press up on that, and then the whole thing lifts up, and you can move it and move it around wherever. And then you just pull up on the lever and just let it down. Takes a 4-inch dust collector hose. Has pretty much standard capacity that you expect for a joiner in this size. Has a 1/2-inch rabbet capacity. Little wrapping table and all that jazz. 6-inch wide. As the max is the size of the blades, but the table is more like 7 inches wide, so you get a lot of extra support, which I think is really nice. Has a nice, pretty high back fence here. I believe it's around 4 or 5 inches tall. Here, I'll get a ruler. See, it's, well, you can see that it's a little bit over 5 inches tall. Has a pretty cool adjustment system. It uses a rack and pinion system. So you use that to adjust the fence in and out. So you just loosen up this knob here, and then you spin this knob here. And that adjusts it in and out. See the teeth there, and then when you spin this knob it has a gear there, and that's what it's against. Comes with 2 nice yellow push blocks for when you're joining a face. Has a guard, of course, spring loaded. We added this little neoprene strip. My grandpa, he was worried about it scratching or hitting there, so he put that there. Got these knobs here to make it a little easier to grab a hold of the table or the fence to adjust the angle. But it's pretty basic. You just loosen up this knob right here, and then you can pivot it back and forth. I'm not going to loosen it up now because I want to show you how this functions. Just give you a quick overview. Another thing, to adjust the outfeed table, you have a lever over here, which is pretty standard. And then, of course, you have your depth of cut scale on this little stop here. It comes up against that pin. And then, well, one of the nice things, though, is that besides the rack and pinion system is this knob here to adjust the outfeed table. So you can get a much finer adjustment for the height of the table, which is really important if you want to have smooth and accurate edges, faces. And there's a small lock right there for that table, and then for the infeed table there's a larger lock. You can see that. So I'll just put the camera back on the stand here, and I'll just joint that piece of maple from my previous saw video, turn on the dust collector, and away we will go. Hopefully you can kind of see how smoother this piece got. It wasn't very hard. I had to join it twice because I misjudged the grain direction. That always gets me sometimes, just remembering which way is which. A few other things. This joiner was $500. It was on sale. Pretty nice joiner. There's nothing really to complain about. It really it works just fine. The only thing that was tricky about it was actually the assembly. It probably took at least as long or longer than the table saw. And this joiner has less to it, I would think, but because it comes with two separate components. You have the top section and then the bottom section, the cabinet part, and then you have the fence, and then you have this whole assembly back here for adjusting the fencing mount, and then there's the support back here. It's just a more complicated assembly. It took a little bit more time to align everything properly so it all worked. But I would say it's worth it. It's a lot of machines for the money. It's not super heavy, so plus it has a mobile base, so it's pretty portable. It weighs about 150 pounds. So, you know, it's a good joiner for the money, and it matches our Grizzly table saw too. So, hopefully you learned something. If you didn't and you want to ask something, go ahead. You know, that's always fine with me. So we'll see you around.